Thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with ChrisChamasiros. I talk about politics, sports, and entertainment to keep you well-rounded, what's going on around the world. If you don't like hearing the truth, definitely don't tune into this channel. So let's get started today. So President Trump, he is sending the National Guard into Washington, D.C. because the other night a staffer was viciously assaulted by a gang of teenagers. He was protecting a woman. God only knows what would have happened to her if the man didn't step in. And President Trump said, you know what, F this. I had enough. I'm not playing games anymore. Liberal and Democrat cities can't get their you-know-what together. So I'm sending in the National Guard. And that's what real leadership does. And that's what real leadership looks like. And of course, Democrats and liberals, are losing their minds and claiming that President Trump wants to, be a dictator and be a king. Well, let me ask Democrats a question. When you send our military all over the world to make everybody safe, to secure their borders, to stop crime, what's the problem? But that's okay. What is the problem? But President Trump, he wants to make America safe and liberal cities, which are all complete dumps. And every time you leave your house, your life is in danger. But when President Trump tries to make Americans safe and America safe, he's all these bad things. This is why I absolutely despise the Democratic Party. You know what I'm really hoping for? I'm hoping President Trump looks at the crime statistics and says to himself, you know what? Every city where there's high crime, especially Manhattan and the subway, every single city, and trust me, they're all Democrat-led and liberal-led. They're led by liberals and Democrats. We all know that. I hope President Trump takes the National Guard and sends the National Guard to every city, county, state, in the whole United States of America and keeps Americans safe. But only liberals would have a problem with this. Liberals and Democrats, they want Russia and Ukraine to have a border. They want this one to have a border. They want that one to have a border. But God forbid the United States of America has a border. Oh, then you're a racist. Then you're a dictator. Then you're a white supremacist. You don't have a country unless you have a border. And it's only racist. The only time a country is racist? The only time is when America decides, you know what? We're going to have a secure border. That's the only time it's racist. Go to Mexico illegally, go to Guatemala illegally, go to China illegally, go to Cambodia illegally, and watch what happens to you. Automatically sent to prison for 10 years. But what do Democrats and liberals do? They invite all these people in. They tell them, it's okay that you broke the law. We'll still call you immigrants. You're not an immigrant when you broke the law. You're an illegal alien. And then since you broke the law, we're going to hand you everything for free because we need a voting base. And that's what Democrats do, and that's what Democrats stand for. Anybody right now giving President Trump a hard time about sending the National Guard to Washington, D.C., one of the most dangerous, Baltimore, D.C., Chicago, Los Angeles, what does it all have in common? Oh, that's right. It's ran by Democrats and liberals, and your life expectancy goes to basically nothing because your life is in danger the minute you step on the ground in those places. But only Democrats would melt down over this. President Trump, he's just acting so bad because he wants to keep American citizens safe. Have you been to New York lately? Have you been to Manhattan lately? And during when the tree's up? And every other block, the gangs there, the police are not going to let them on the main street like Broadway and 8th Avenue and stuff like that. So they make them go down to 10th Avenue and 12th Avenue. And you know what happens? Every other block, you see all these Venezuelan gang members, and they all have shit that they stole. And it's just out in the open. They're opening boxes of sneakers. They're opening cell phones. Only in a liberal's mind that this type of behavior is okay. Look at AOC's district. Scooter crime. It's like third world nation crime. People on scooters running up to people with handguns and robbing them and taking their life. But hey, that's okay. President Trump is actually the bad one because he wants to fix the problems that Democrats created. You all make me sick. Every one of you make me sick. So when we had the issue at the Capitol, the mayor of Muriel Bowser, one of the biggest pieces of garbage on the planet, that's so incompetent at her job. She's the mayor of DC. And President Trump wanted to put the troops down at the Capitol so there would be no issues, keep everybody safe. And she didn't want them there. She didn't want the National Guard there. Muriel Bowser. And look what happened. But somehow, some way, it's still President Trump's fault. So you had a Democrat, you had a liberal, you had a racist Democrat that told President Trump, oh, we don't want your help. We have the Capitol. It's secure. Don't worry about it. We don't need you here. And then an issue breaks out because the FBI created the issue. They got the rioters all riled up. It was basically, it was an act. That's what it was. The FBI was involved, being agitators to the people. Oh, go in this door, go in that door, do whatever you. The FBI was doing that. And this piece of garbage told President Trump, we don't want troops here. We don't want troops to keep law and order and keep people safe. And somehow, some way, President Trump, she should be in prison.
To support our activities in and around the city.
Okay.
Requested the DC National Guard to support our activities in and around the city.
In a somewhat unusual response, the Department of the Army limited the movements of the Guard to where they could go and required us to request through the Army, the Secretary of the Army, any changes to their deployment. The DC National Guard is somewhat a misnomer because when you're from the States and you have the Maryland National Guard, they report to the governor of Maryland, or in Florida, they report to the government of Florida. The DC National Guard may more accurately be called the President's Guard. The President, through his designee, the Secretary of the Army, deploys the DC National.
This idiot, she couldn't run a water stand selling water in the desert. That's how incompetent she is. But hey, I wouldn't expect anything else from Democrats. Like to get elected as a Democrat, you just got to be like, you know what? I love lawlessness. I love people getting, murdered or sexually, you know what? That's what they love. Go to Baltimore. You don't believe me? Go to Baltimore. Have fun. Let me know if you make it out alive. Go to Los Angeles. Go to Chicago. Go to certain parts of Miami, all run by Democrats and liberals. And in every single one of those places, President Trump should send the National Guard. We need to bring our troops home, put them on our border, let them secure our border, let them make American citizens feel safe with their presence, lock up criminals where they belong. This is Democrats. What are we going to do? We're going to keep locking these people up. It doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work when you let them out. And yeah, why should innocent people every day be victimized by a bunch of idiots, low-life trash that can't follow the law? Oh, you're going to keep locking them up? Yep, that's what I'm going to do. That's what every single time. Yeah, I'm going to lock you up. Oh, you did a 3-year bid? You came out? You still don't know how to behave? This time around, we'll give you 10. Oh, you want to go back? No problem. We'll give you 20. Oh, you want to go back again? Let's give them 50. So if you don't want to act right, we got a place for you. And I'm glad President Trump is doing this. It's time. All the criminals in America need to know one thing. The free ride and the party's over. You want to act up, you're going to prison where you belong. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Unbreakable with Chris Chamasiros.